A very good day to you and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jadil Cabrera. Absolutely excited that you're here once again for usual political conversations. Conversations that are very simple, truthful, hard-hitting with Herman Manyora, who's always unbiased, I believe. Nasikia umekula envelope.
Gani?
Nowadays you're talking so good about the president.
Why?
Huh?
No. I've never changed. I'm just the same person.
You haven't changed.
Never.
You look at our comment section, Prof. People are saying.
That's what they're saying.
That's what people are saying.
Well, maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. How have I changed? Do I look like I have received something?
Not yet. If you did, I would have.
Not yet.
If you did, I would have. Our conversation for today is on Jubilee. Confusion galore in Jubilee. Wrangles continue. Political parties tribunal. You look at the register of political parties, Prof. Who's supposed to help us in this kind of situation? For almost 2 years, we're looking at these two bodies and they're conflicting. One seems to egemea on this side, the other seems to egemea on Uhuru's side. Who's supposed to help us now?
We need to help ourselves.
How so? How so?
Mungu anasaidia wale wanajisaidia.
Yeah.
Kenyans will decide whether they want to help themselves or not. And I've said it repeatedly. The choice for us is so clear.
Yeah.
Whether we want to remain a poor, dirty third world country or we want to move forward. You cannot want to move forward and at the same time do the sort of stupid things we are doing. No. People want to move forward to change their destiny, to improve the quality of life of the citizens of this country. People who want to do that cannot engage in stupidity like the one you are saying about Jubilee. No. Anything that plays at the national level must reflect who we are, how we think, how determined we are to move forward. Anything at the national level. So if you have the nation spending time, energy and resources at the highest possible level, dealing with childish things like Jubilee things, you can never convince anybody you want to go forward. So we are happy remaining what we are.
What should happen? Because we're looking at register of political parties coming out and saying who is not the political.
You know, I've said one thing.
Leader.
I've said one.
Side says
I have said one thing.
Will be ousted.
I've said one thing repeatedly.
Yeah.
Sometimes I meet friends of mine working in these institutions. They ask me, Manyora, why are you so harsh on us? I have said we gave ourselves some very good institutions. Commissions, bodies, Supreme Court, registrar, political, all these good things. But we forgot one critical element. The officers are as good as the men and women inside there. So we created wonderful institutions, but paid absolutely no attention to how we will put people in those institutions. So when you talk of an office like registrar of political parties, the question then comes, is anybody in that office? Maybe.
She's called the Ruto.
Oh, there's somebody called the Rigathi. Yeah. Is she a person?
Yeah.
It's just a question I'm asking.
She is.
Maybe she is.
Yeah.
If you are serious about political parties, would you put a person like that one there? Maybe yes, maybe no. You look all the institutions, all of them, including the presidency. You just ask yourself, if as a people we were determined to move forward, are these the sort of people who will be running the country at various levels and running the various institutions? If the answer is yes, then my observation will be, it's okay, you are entitled to it. But you remain a poor, dirty, third world country.
Talk to me, who owns Jubilee? Because obviously it seems like it's like taking Raila out of ODM. This is what is happening. Is Uhuru's word final?
You know, there are many things about this thing here. There's a lot about this thing. There's more than meets the eye. There are some people even who are coming up with the narrative that these are just Uhuru's games with Ruto. Yeah.
How?
They played Raila. And to sustain that lie, you need some of these things. There are people who are thinking like that. Because a lot doesn't make sense.
6-7 months
Since when could the owners of our party be toyed around with? I have said before, and I want to repeat, I have looked at the Jubilee constitution, the registered constitution for the Jubilee political party. The party leader of Jubilee is everything. Everything. Can do anything. Can call any meeting. Any organ of the meeting at any time.
That's the constitution.
That is their constitution. It's registered with the government's bodies, registered political parties.
Yeah.
It's registered there. The party leader is everything.
Yeah.
That's why when Rafael Tuju and Munade were harassing Kina Kostani, there is nothing they could have done. Because the Secretary General and the President and the party leader were everything. Tuju and Uhuru were everything. What has changed since then?
Is this...
And nobody, the registered political parties cannot question Uhuru. Because she's the one who registered the constitution of Jubilee. It is in her custody. She knows she has nobody can question Uhuru as the party leader of Jubilee. She knows it is in the documents there, in her office. So they are trying to sneak, others are even trying to sneak the ridiculous provision that Uhuru stopped being
a party leader.
How? Which law? There is no such a law.
It's actually there.
There is no law.
President's retirement.
There isn't any law.
There are 6
no,
months
there is no law.
Supposed to hold a
Look here, there is no law. That is an act of parliament that was meant to tame Raila and Kalonzo so that they could not disturb Ruto and Uhuru. It has come full circle.
To bite
Inauma Uhuru kidogo. First of all, that act is unconstitutional. It purports to limit the rights of an individual that have been granted by the Constitution. You cannot limit the rights of Uhuru Kenyatta.
Don't you think...
You can't. There's no law.
So
no law can be created to limit political rights of an individual.
I'm saying...
And Uhuru, once he leaves State House, becomes an individual to enjoy his political rights, except the same Constitution limits his further participation in a presidential election. Anything else is rubbish. So that act meant to tame Raila and Kalonzo is unconstitutional. But let us grant that it is constitutional.
Yes.
It is in place. It is clearly stated in that act that if you want to enjoy the benefits, who tells you Uhuru wants to enjoy the benefits? You simply stop.
Okay.
You don't say Uhuru must stop being party leader. You stop giving him the benefits.
You've answered my question before I ask it, but I want to know what should the president do now, because he's fighting so hard to get this party. It seems like he's not getting it. Should we now remove one body, the register of political parties, or the political parties dispute tribunal, so that we can have some sanity in this kind of case?
Those offices are there, but the people may not be there. Secondly, these are games. All these are games people are playing, but I want to warn each one of them. These are dangerous games. Let me tell you this. Maybe nobody has ever said it in public. Let me say it in public. Maybe it is true who played Raila. And these games they are playing, Matiang'i arrested, Jubilee party, is to perpetuate the narrative. The way people like Robert Alai and Kinamisi and the rest think. It's possible, but I want to warn them. You may be thinking Raila, for example, doesn't know it's a game, but he knows. It can be very dangerous for you.
Yeah.
When you heard him speaking at the Jubilee NDC, supposing you are playing it as a game, he can use that to enrich his struggles. So you see, I have repeated severally, this country is standing at a point where we can lose the country anytime. And I advise Raila, I advise Uhuru, I advise Ruto, please let there be no games. Yes. There's no room for games. These Jubilee things, these are games. Because at what point does anybody question? Because if you take a dispute to court as an association, an organization, they just look at only one thing, your constitution. They don't look at anything else. If they there's an election dispute in a circle, election dispute in a union, trade union, they just look at your constitution. The court never looks at anything else. So any of this dispute going to the register of political parties, political party dispute is blah 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 blah. Courts, any court, because that is the other one is part of the court.
Yes.
It has court status.
Dispute, yeah.
Whether it went the Court of Appeal, the Supreme Court, there is nothing else anybody will look at in matters of Jubilee other than the Jubilee Constitution. And that Constitution gives unfettered powers to the party leader.
Now,
so you cannot say, oh, Uhuru called the wrong NDC, the neck that was held on Friday was... The Constitution gives the party leader the power to call any organ of the party, anytime.
Jeremiah Kioni says he has done the legal way. They are going back to they'll go to the streets, not back, because this is Jubilee solo. This is the only solution they have now, that it seems like the legal way is failing them, for them to get back their
That's
money.
what I'm saying. The games will never work. Because you see, two people could play a game. Then in sort of dramatic irony, they think nobody else knows. Kumbe somebody knows.
So all of them...
The person you think doesn't know, kumbe he knows. You think you are very clever and he's smarter than you. Now we could have innocent players like Kioni. Maybe they don't know if there's a game. In that innocence, what I'm saying, games, when you are dealing with the possibility of chaos and anarchy in a country, are not good. Let's just put the thing on the table. And I have simple advice to the president. You have nothing to gain from these Jubilee people.
And if they're playing Raila.
And even, please allow me this thing. It must be the last time I'm saying it, because it pains me when I'm saying it. I'm feeling like I want to cry. If we want to remain a poor, dirty third world country, let us continue doing childish things like the one we are doing. If you are the registrar of political parties, if you are the other one, is called what? Disputes, what?
Political parties dispute.
If you are the High Court, whatever you are, yesterday in the screens, and law should never run away from common sense. And there isn't a jurisdiction where the courts operate outside common sense and common knowledge and what people know and what society expects. The court may guide the society away from certain beliefs, but they must be operating with the full knowledge that society is at this level. So, the courts cannot work blindly or register political parties. They must be seeing Sabina Chege in the PG yesterday. The PG of Ruto. They must be seeing Kanini there. And the cameras are focusing there of TV.
Dulo there too.
They are seeing all those people there, Sabina Chege. Kanini Kega. How can such a people purport to be fighting for Jubilee when they are already in Kenya Kwanza? This is sort of stupidity I'm talking about. If we are determined to remain a poor, dirty third country, so be it. Let's not pretend we want to move forward. These stupid things, and they are playing at the national level, are what will inform the sort of country we shall be tomorrow. And we are determined to remain a poor, dirty, third world country. Hakuna nafasi ya mchezo na ujinga kama hii kwa watu ambao wameamua wanataka kusonga mbele. If people want to move forward, they cannot engage in such a childish things.
You've said childish, you've said stupid, you've said poor, dirty.
English, I don't know English. If I had good English, I would have described it better.
When you say stupid on the show, people don't like it. So
how else can you explain? How else can you explain it?
Next time, level.
But how else can you explain? I like even Museveni was saying, there is no other word you can use. And Museveni said, even God doesn't like stupid people, which is true. And there was a Pope who said, stupidity is a gift from God. Use it well.
Thank you for tuning in to our political conversation. It's been a good one. Conversation on stupidity. And us remaining a poor, dirty third world country cannot progress if things continue as they are. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.